Hey family, welcome to our Boss Up Conversation series for business owners and professionals. We are the House of Hope Atlanta, where Dr. E. Dewey Smith Jr. is our pastor, and we believe that life with God is better in every way, every day. We don't disappoint here on the Boss Up Conversation series. We have amazing panelists with us tonight. So I want to introduce them so that they can share with us to help us power through this pandemic. I want to start with the one and only, the breakthrough strategist. LAKEISHA DIXON is with us tonight. She's a global leadership coach, and she is the founder of the Coaching and Leadership Academy. Ms. Dixon, will you say hello to everyone?
Hi, everyone.
So honored to have you. We also have Ty Dickinson, who is a graphics designer. She's a transplant from New York City. So if we have any New Yorkers who are tuned in, will you post in the messages, New York, just post there and show her some love. Her aesthetic is modern and timeless, and she's the owner of TED Designs. Ty, will you say hello to everybody tonight?
Hey everyone.
Now, you guys know we couldn't have this broadcast, we couldn't have this show without our brothers being represented. And so we have the one and only DERICK COLBERT with us tonight.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Man, he also is the owner of Good Sense Soy Candles, and he is an accomplished event planner. So I need y'all to hit him up after this. He's going to plan your event. We have an
Yes.
amazing panel. With that being said, let's jump into some questions. At the beginning of this season, I posted in my own social media outlets or on my own social media outlets that I believe that this season is going to be a season of uncharted growth, that this is going to be a season where many of us get things done that we really should have been doing all along. And so I want to ask each of you, how are you doing? How is your business thriving in COVID-19? Let's start with you, DERICK. How has your business been going so far?
Well, so far things have not been going so well, especially with COVID going on. So many events been canceled. I actually had three weddings that have been postponed until later dates because they were within the last 3 months of COVID. So that hasn't been going so well. But on the candle side of things, I've actually been seeing a small spike in sales. I guess since Bath and Body Works is closed, people still want their candles, so that has been going pretty well for me.
Wait a minute, I got to stop right here because you guys drop nuggets and I want to make sure our viewers catch them. Did you hear my brother? He said one door closed, but the wind from that one door closing opened another one. So
Yeah.
let's stay right there for a second. Ty, have you integrated other features to your business to help you navigate this season?
Yes. So when COVID first just took over, I was trying to be very sympathetic of people like being out of work, probably not returning to work. And so I kind of like halt as like promoting as much as I normally do. But then I realized in my inboxes from businesses, I was getting like 2 or 3 newsletters a day from one company. And so I was like, are people like actually like home like shopping? So I started like sending out newsletters as like started, re-upping on sending newsletters as the rest of the big businesses were doing. And people just were purchasing. It's like, and I was just like, so okay. I don't know. I just thought people weren't going to be shopping. But I guess people have more time on their hands. They're getting paid from not having to go to work, not spend money on lunch or gas, and they're at home shopping still. So I definitely like took that opportunity to leverage, send out newsletters more often, posting on Instagram more often. Um, One thing I was thinking about implementing on my shop is Sezzle, and it's kind of like after paying in a firm is like the e-commerce layaway. So that was one thing I was thinking of implementing on my website as well, because everyone loves layaway if you have it. And another thing was, I've noticed a lot of businesses have been texting me. So if they don't have like an email but they have your phone number, they'll text like any promotions they have directly to your phone. So those are all those are things I've implemented and is thinking of introducing to my website as well.
You guys are already dropping bombs. So I want to stop right here. Ty, can you repeat the name of that e-commerce layaway tool? Because I think I need some of that in my life. What is it called again?
It's called Sezzle. And Sezzle, I see a lot of smaller businesses using it. And when I say smaller, I mean they're not like huge corporations, like let's say a Macy's, a J.C. Penney's, or Wayfair, where you will go on their site and you see like Affirm or Afterpay. Sezzle, a
Hmm.
lot of smaller in-house businesses are doing it. So you'll see it on like ASOS, you'll see it on Fixed Hair, Sunglass Spot, those kind of stores.
Okay, when you said ASOS, you were speaking my language. I gotta go. I gotta move from you because you're gonna get me. So
I'm
breakthrough
sorry.
strategists. It's all right. let me talk to the breakthrough strategists. How are you navigating this season? And since we're on innovation and we're talking about having multiple streams and just creating and implementing new processes, tell us how you're navigating and if you've implemented something new.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I love this great old Jesus, right? Because he'll tell you to prepare. He told me to prepare last year. And so what I realized was God told me to launch a bakery. That was like a bakery. I'm a coach. I got an academy. I'm doing mentorship programs. What do you mean a bakery? He said an online bakery. Because one of the things that was very sure and had so much evidence in my life was people love my baked goods. And so last year, November, I launched a bakery. I launched a bakery. And so the best thing about launching a bakery is people want to eat. And now people want their certification for life coaching because now they realize they need something else in their hands besides their 9 to 5, or if they wanted to start a business. So the certification gives them the leverage to get the promotion they need in the marketplace and also start a business full-time, part-time, at any time. And so that, along with the bakery, it was total leverage. One of the things that I always encourage people to do is use what's in your hands, right? You may not have a whole lot, but you got something. You got something that God can use and that God can multiply. And it was the bakery, the very thing I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in a hot kitchen, but I'm getting orders every single day. People want cookies, people want cake because people want to eat. They're home. And desserts bring comfort. And so last year, God had, he literally, that thing was sitting so hard on my chest like a big elephant, like launched the bakery. And I'm so happy I was obedient.
Isn't it interesting how our crisis is never a surprise to our Christ and how he
Mhm.
prepares us, God prepares us in advance for the seasons that we're going into? That was
Mhm.
nothing but God just inspiring you and telling you to do that. And what I hear that is consistent among all three of you is have a backup plan. Multiple
Yes.
Yeah.
streams is the way to go.
Yeah.
That's what I hear you
Mhm.
guys saying. So since you talked a little bit about, I think it was Stezzle, I want to ask you guys a question about e-commerce because that's something that our viewers want to know about. They want to know, what e-commerce tools are you using to receive payments from customers? What are the best practices? Cash App, PayPal. And so I want to start with you, Derek, since you are our guy on the team and we're glad you're here. What e-commerce tools are you using, and what are some best practices?
Well, Cash App has been an amazing tool because people, can't use that excuse anymore. I don't have any cash or I don't have a debit card. It's like, well, everybody have a Cash App. So Cash App has been pretty amazing in my realm of business. And I also use an Etsy page, which is also a great way uh, for people that you may not be able to connect it to, could be looking for a certain product, and they may use that your Etsy page to find your business. So that's been a great tool as well. Zelle has been amazing. And those have been some pretty good practices for me. And I kind of learned in this process is to just kind of stay on top of people and keep those pages and stuff updated. I try to I'm recreating my Etsy page right now because I'm just realizing that a lot of times when people are shopping online for your products, they want to shop with the best looking page, you know. So getting the marketing and stuff corrected has been a major thing that I'm really learning in this whole pandemic is to market.
So I want to stay right there really briefly. I looked at Etsy yesterday for a mask. And so what I'm wondering is how much of the funds that you receive on Etsy go to you, the business owner, and what percentage of those funds go to Etsy?
This is just a certain percentage of the actual sale, but that actually just charge you a fee. So all the funds are directly to you. Once you just long as I know I pay my Etsy fees, then I don't Etsy doesn't take any of my funds. As long as I just pay my monthly service fees.
Thank you. Now, Ty, tell us what e-commerce tools you're using since you already turned us on to digital layaway. I want to know what tools are you using and what best practices have you learned?
So the tools that I currently use is PayPal because, as a small business owner, PayPal at the end of the year, they give you your form that you just sent to the IRS. So it's easy to file your taxes with PayPal. I do not use Cash App. I've had bad experiences with Cash App where people like go through their bank and try to do a chargeback. And at one well, not at one point. Right now, Cash App has currently shut down my account because someone did a chargeback for services that they purchased. So I don't use Cash App. I use PayPal and I use Zelle, and
Okay.
that's the only ones that I use. Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that because a lot of our businesses get to the end of the year, it's time to file their taxes, and they don't have the paperwork that they need. And so it's good to know that PayPal actually has that built-in feature so that your tax
Yes.
documentation is there as you
Mhm.
make your purchases. Thank you for sharing that. So, breakthrough
Yeah.
strategists, what are you using and what are your best practices?
My best practices is this. One of the things I realized about being in business for 7 years, I've been a full-time entrepreneur, walked off my job 6 years ago. And so this has been
Congrats.
the only thing that I've been doing. Thank you so much. But what I will say is that we know that a lot of people are not integral. Everyone is not integral. And so what I have found out is invoicing systems. I use the Square invoice system. I also use PayPal. I do use Zelle, and I use Cash App for my grandfather clients. And when I say grandfather clients, these are clients who's been with me. I have
You.
worked with them previously. They've been ordering cakes. They've been ordering coaching services or books. I trust them with Cash App. And so one of the things I love about Square too, Square allows you to plug in a store. So you can have a store through Cash App, and also, I
Mhm.
mean, not Cash App, I'm sorry, Square allows you to plug in a store. So you can have a store through Cash App, and you can also send out different links that direct them directly to the Square app. And again, Square sends you your report at the end of the year also, and it tells you how well you're doing in sales per day, and it gives you a whole graphic about how well you're doing in sales. And plus, if you are consistent in business with Square, the same thing as PayPal, it allows you to do those small business loans in the case you may need them, and they just deduct it from your daily sales. And so those are some things that I would use. And I always tell business owners, go with the flow of your business, because sometimes we are so inundated with all these business owners telling us what we should do because it works for them.
Mhm.
Well, that may not work for you, right? So go with
Right.
your flow. You have to find your rhythm. And that's the biggest thing that I want entrepreneurs to take away from all three of our answers. Find your flow. Because I have a friend who all she do is Cash App. She want her money straight up with no fees. I'm like, girl, it works for her. It works
Yeah.
for her. And so I realized that for me, I had as a business owner to find my flow. But my grandfather clients and repeated clients, I trust them with doing Cash App, because I'm going to be honest with you. In business, the majority of the people want to do something quick. They don't want to go through their email looking for you. They want,
Right.
hey, what's your cash? What's your Cash App? And so a lot of people these days want to do something very quickly. But when we talk about those higher dollar products, those $1,000 products, we need to do your invoice system. We need to do your invoice system.
So I need to do a quick check-in with you guys because a lot of our viewers are asking, where is my COVID-19 relief? We found out, if you were watching CNN or following any of the news this week, we found out that there were some really large businesses who have received funds who may not necessarily be businesses that we would anticipate getting funds. We've been hearing on CNN how there are places, in the inner city, small businesses, African American businesses, businesses of persons of color that have not received their funds. So, out of the three of you, has anyone received relief funds? And if you have,
No.
talk to us about what your process was. Derek, you saying no already? LAKEISHA, have you received
No.
any funds? All right, Ty said
Listen,
no.
no, no.
So there's a bit of
No.
consensus that, yeah. What were you gonna
Yeah,
say?
I personally, I didn't apply. Um, and I wasn't expecting any, just because I just feel like, if you have it, why apply for it? And seeing as though one business slowed down but another one hasn't, and I'm still have income coming in, right now I don't feel like I necessarily need the funds. So I didn't apply.
Okay, you didn't apply. Derek, did you apply?
No, I actually did get around to applying. I was talking to my godmother who deals with my accounting, deals with things of that nature, and she was telling me one day, then the next day was like, "Oh, there's no more funds available." So, because it went so fast, I think it was like they
Right.
released the funds that morning. I think that afternoon the funds were gone.
Yeah,
So,
we're done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
And
that
I
was
think that's the
because they
problem.
were.
A lot of people didn't have a chance to get around to applying anyway. That's
Right.
I applied.
yeah.
I
You did?
absolutely wholeheartedly applied. Yes, because
Talk to
money
us.
is leverage. Money is leverage and money is movement. You can do more with $10,000, right? I can
Yeah.
launch a whole nother. I can launch a whole
Mm,
nother business with another $10,000, right? And so the way
right.
I view money now is movement, is leverage. You could have,
Yeah.
we as small business owners, could have done so much with that money. Some of us, in order for us to get to the next level, we need to hire teams. We need to hire people who know how to do systems better than what we're doing. 7 years in the game of being a business owner, you don't want to keep playing at the same level field. Right? You want
Mm,
to bring in some people who know a better system than you, automation. You want to build some more digital teachable platforms, and money is movement. So I applied, but here's the thing. When I seen it released, I knew that pretty much the smaller businesses at the bottom, those micropreneurs, solopreneurs, or people who got one or two employees, I knew that they would be overlooked. I knew that. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to apply. I'm just going to apply in faith just in case. You never know. But I knew that micropreneurs, solopreneurs, people with 2 to 3 employees, I knew that they would be overlooked. But the thing is, was just actually applying, because you never know. You never know. But I'm so happy that we live in a time where we don't squander all our money.
Hmm.
And that's what's keeping a lot of business owners, because they had some nest eggs. They had things in the bank where they can say, you know what, let me hold on to this. This was not the time to go get your $1,200 and spend all $1,200 up online. Now you can spend some money, but I believe that now, as a business owner, especially of those who are mature in business, it's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's not about faking it till you make it. It's not about none of those cliches we hear. It's about what works better for you in your business flow, and what are your goals? What are your goals you're trying to reach? And so I have learned, girl, don't spend all your money. You don't have an extra $100. Your bank account got an extra $100. Your savings
Right.
got an extra $100. You don't have an extra $100. And so a
This
lot
is
of us
this is
have
good.
thrived and survived, thank you, Jesus, based on how we view money.
This is excellent. I want to pull something out of what you just said. You have to do what works well for you. To all of our viewers, everybody's different. Everybody's path to success is different. I've been telling a lot of our entrepreneurs and our professionals that you can't compare yourself to someone else on social media, because the person that you need to be competing with is you yesterday. You're competing
Right.
with your best self instead
Mhm.
of others. So you guys are dropping so much knowledge. I got one more question. I know our viewers have a lot of questions that are coming in. We're not going to get to all of them, but that's why you guys got to watch next week. Again, this is Hope TV Boss Up Conversations for Professionals and Business Owners. And you can follow us at www.houseofhopeatl.org. There's one final question I want to ask about lessons and failure. Because I believe that one tenet of being a great entrepreneur, a great manager, a great business owner is knowing how to recover when things don't work out. And so I want each of you really quickly to share an experience where you made a mistake or you failed and you recovered from it. Because this is real talk, right? We can be honest with each other, right? Safe space. So let's start with you, breakthrough strategist. Tell us an idea that you tried that didn't work and how you recovered.
You know what? I will say this because I seek God about everything. There hasn't been an idea that I have tried that didn't work. Now, it has been launching programs in the wrong seasons, right? So it wasn't that the program didn't work, the timing was wrong. I may have launched a program around Christmas time. Ain't nobody thinking about coaching around Christmas. Nobody's thinking about coaching around Thanksgiving. They thinking about eating, right? And so sometimes it wasn't that the system failed, it was just the wrong timing. And so what I always encourage entrepreneurs to do, hey, take that same program, especially if you have a service-based product, take that same program, change the name, change the date, and relaunch it in a different season, and it will work. But one of the biggest things I have learned in business is my my first full year of business, I was looking to the customers. I was like, oh, Jen coming in this week, that's gonna be such and such. Joe coming in this week, that's gonna be such and such. And God dropped all that up in 1 week because God said you would never look to the customers to provide what I'm providing for you. And so once I repented and I said I would never do that again, now business flow easy for me. And so I think the number one thing that people need to realize, even in moments of failure, because the Bible talks about long suffering, but not forever suffering. And so if God have given you a business, trust me, he will sustain it. But you must do your part with it and must dedicate that business to God. And so whatever God gives you, trust me, it will work. It's going to take you having consistency, and it's going to take you allowing God to put his super on your natural. You only can do what you do, and the rest of it, you rely on God. But you must work consistently, and you must work in character, having great character, and it being integral and having a great attitude. Every failed moment, you'll be able to get back up immediately and keep on the path to success.
LAKEISHA, can you tell us one more time how we can reach you and support you?
Yes, the Breakthrough Strategist on Instagram. The Breakthrough Strategist.
Excellent. All right, Derrick, really quickly tell us the one lesson that you've learned and how we can reach you.
One of the major lessons I learned was when I first got into starting my candle business was that I was listening to what a lot of people had to say, and of course, I went into wanting to make my product perfect. I spent a lot of money trying to get a website, spent a lot of money trying to pay for labels, trying to get everything done, and so spent so much money. So when I had all these candles and everything ready to go, my business plan was lost because I was planning incorrectly. I was so worried about it looking nice and versus me getting out to the people, the clients and stuff like that. So it caused me to take a while to recuperate a lot of funds because I spent so much money in trying to get the business started without really planning out the full business. So in that, it taught me now to test the waters first before you go pouring a lot of money into things because sometimes we move too fast before we realize really what it's going to take to get this business running. So that's one thing I really learned with doing the candles is like just be a little patient and do things and test the waters first.
Excellent. How can we reach you?
You can follow me on my Instagram at Creative Occasions. You can inbox me if you want to order some candles and things of that nature, and we can get them mailed out to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Finally, Ty, give us quickly your lesson because we have probably about 5 more minutes. Give us a lesson that you've learned and tell us how to reach you.
Okay. So a lesson that I've learned in business is that you can't do business with everyone. There has been a couple of times that like smaller boutiques or even stylists asked to pull my products, and I either never got my products back or just something went wrong with the contract and the agreement. So I've learned you can't do business with everyone. Someone told me you can't do business. You got to do business with someone on your own level. And I don't 100% agree with that, because at one point I was just starting. So I never, it doesn't hurt me to like reach back and try to help someone. But now I always make sure I have a contract in place and I have a lawyer as well. So that's one thing I've learned, to always have your lawyer and your contracts, I's dotted, T's crossed, and everything in place. So when things go wrong or people just want to take advantage, you could just remind them, well, this is what we discussed. And if you're not doing it the way it's supposed to be done, well, I'll just have my lawyer reach out to you. And when people hear lawyer, they get right back in line.
I know that's right.
And a way, yeah, the lawyer is very important. I would pay that every single time. And you guys could contact me at TKD Designs, TKDDESIGNS on Instagram.
Excellent. So we're done for today, but I want to leave you guys with a scripture, Hebrews 11:6. Ms. Dixon, the breakthrough strategist, took me here about 5 minutes ago. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. So entrepreneurs and business owners, we want to empower you. We want to encourage you. You can power through this pandemic, but it's going to take your faith. Again, we are the House of Hope Atlanta. Dr. E. Dewey Smith Jr. is our pastor. We believe that life with God is better in every way, every day. And we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I love you, family, and there's nothing you can do about it.